Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Point Fighter Live. I'm here with the host of the show today. I'm just starting out with them, and it's an honor to have them on the show. Alex Digman, Jeff Doss. Uh,
What's up? It's a
yeah, what's on?
celebration.
Is a
Yeah.
celebration.
So we're celebrating today the 6 year anniversary show, and it's been great, and I'm super excited. We're gonna do a giveaway, and a lot of giveaways. So you guys are gonna be talking, and I'm gonna pop up and do the giveaways. I'm really excited. And how's everything going? Hey, you guys have a great show. One of that one of the things that's helped my page grow over the years has been just about it wasn't just about me. I try to highlight everybody and showcase them and just lift the sport up. And I love what you guys are doing with your show. So tell us more about that and about Travis Plowden and all the stuff that he's doing over there. Let's start off with that because it's great for the sport and it's gonna help the sport grow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yeah, we do our show most of the time every Tuesday night, and then it comes out Wednesday morning. And the CTE, which is Chris Walker and Travis Plowden, their show they do Monday night and comes out Tuesday. So we are back to back and get everyone's week started off, with some sport karate fun. They're actually our shows are similar, but with four completely different personalities. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's fun. What's great for both of us is that before we record our show, we listen to their show, and it kind of helps us get us pumped up for ours. Pretty much, right, Travis? I mean, sorry, right? See, right, Alex?
Yeah. No, Jeff's right. So we do that. I feel like I'm cheating sometimes because like when I listen to the CTE is Travis' experience, and it is an experience. When we listen to it, like literally I'll listen to it and I'm talking to myself like as I'm doing it. I find myself agreeing like wholeheartedly. Like
Yep.
one week it'll be with Travis, one week it'll be with Chris, and um, it's great. But I feel like we get to use that for ours, but then they also get to use ours plus everything that happens throughout the rest of the week.
Yeah.
It's yeah, so we have a good.
It's cool. Yeah, we're creating a cool team between us four.
Yeah.
With a lot of cool ideas coming up for 2020. We're gonna yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna
Good.
not only our podcasts are doing great. I mean, this week has been just amazing with the support and feedback we've gotten. It's been insane, just the amount of views and listens we've gotten over the past week. So thank you for all the support. And we coming up, we have some more things where we'll have some cool things every week that each of us will be doing. So can't give all the details yet, but you're gonna get even more martial arts inter network, which
There you
is
go.
yeah,
So the page, hey, we're gonna bring Cam Dawson on just in a few minutes. He's
awesome.
on
Awesome.
Cam on Point Fighter Live. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see you guys interview him.
Oh yeah,
And hey, and what's the page? Just so everybody can get on there, give it a like and follow it and
right.
share our shows. You guys are on a bunch of different platforms as well. Make sure you
Yeah.
guys support these guys, and they're doing a great job. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, so the Facebook page is Martial Arts Inter INTER Network.
Yep.
So it's MAIN. So Maine, and that is the network that produces the two shows. And so
Yeah.
ours is Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. You can find that everywhere. For me, I listen to Apple Podcasts. Some people listen to Podbean, whatever. And then theirs is CTE, yeah, or Spotify. And so that is Chris and Travis Experience. So
Yeah, it's some good stuff there. Hey, also we're gonna bring Cam on in about a minute.
all
Um,
right,
I'm going to do the first giveaway, and I started the show 6 years ago.
yeah,
A lot of people
Wait,
don't know. A
that
lot of people know the story, right? But like I was, here's a little more details on it. I had my team, for a long time, and then in 2009, I actually went through like a pretty bad divorce, and like the
Mhm.
money. So I kind of stopped my team, and like I was kind of in a little bit of a low point in 2010, 11, around there. And then, so I didn't really have my team active like that anymore. And then, Jason Chen calls me and he wants me to bring back my team. And like, I just felt like I said, I was in a lower point in my life and I felt like somebody really believed in me for something that I did. And like, he brought me back to the sport. And really, there will be no point fighter if it wasn't for Jason. Like I have to give, I always say this, and this is why, because he was one of the first ones that really believed in me like that. And I'm always gonna be appreciative of that. And then you guys are gonna appreciate the gloves as well. It's a 10-year anniversary gloves.
Love
I
it.
already did the I took out the tickets and two people won 10-year anniversary gloves. It's gonna go to Larry Garcia,
Me,
Oh,
right?
okay, and Colin O'Brien. So
Oh,
oh,
Colin.
yeah,
Colin.
so make sure, yeah, Colin, sorry. And then you guys have to make sure you reach out to me to get your prize, and then we'll ship it out to you. Let us know the size, okay?
Did
So
not Colin.
yeah.
I
Same
train
thing.
my.
I know Larry. Larry's from California, so
That's
yeah,
why Colin's training right now.
yes, sir. So congratulations. That's the first giveaway. We're gonna bring on Cam Dawson now, and then I'm just gonna step down. Right, I'm gonna come out and I'll be producing the show and watching you guys. You guys are the host, and then when you guys are done, I'll come up. We'll do another giveaway, and then you guys can just talk about what you guys do, the topics that you do what you do. All right. Okay.
yes, sir. Thank
Let's
you.
get on Cam Dawson. All right, and then I'm gonna start off with him. Then I'll go down. All right.
Yes, sir.
So
You can see me, Coach.
yes, sir. How you doing, sir? Everything good?
What's up, Sushi? What's up, Coach?
What's up,
What's up,
bro?
Al?
What's that?
Woo!
I'm good, man.
Hey, hey, man. I just want to say one thing before I get out of here.
What?
Like,
Finally?
I- I'm so proud of this guy right here. And one thing about being around this guy, like he's younger than me, but when I'm around him, I feel like I learn from him,
Yep.
and his smile and his character and everything is like, man, I love being his teammate. So thanks for coming on the show, man. All right. They're gonna do a good interview with you now, and it's 6-year anniversary show. I couldn't be happier to have you as a guest. Okay.
I got your back, Coach. I appreciate you.
All right. Okay, well, I'm gonna step down. You guys do your thing. All right, power.
Yes, sir. What's up, Cam?
Zeus!
What's going down?
DMV Connection. What's up, baby?
All right, doing good, man. Been a
Yes,
long
sir.
time.
Controversial. What's up, Alex?
Mr. Yeah, well, I'm good.
Hey,
Hey, I got a question before we get started. That's a badass jacket. What kind of
that
jacket?
is.
Is that your dad?
This is our school's jacket. So this was when we won a tournament, like if we won like the Battle of Baltimore, like when I was growing up, it was like one of like the roughest tournaments that you could kind of be a part of. So when I was younger, my dad always had it or whatever. He used to tell me, boy, you ain't gonna have that until I'm in the ground. So he used to say that all the time. And then before he passed, he actually, was like, all right, you can kind of get it. So it was a real nice thing that he kind of did. So this is our systems patch because we do Chung Do Kwan Taekwondo, and then we had this, and then it's like our reef and the Taekwondo fist on the back of it.
So the Taekwondo fist, I've noticed that you have. Now, did your system? Where did it originate from?
So Chung Do Kwan is just the first system taught in Korea after the Japanese occupation.
I know
So
that.
originally after the Japanese occupation, the Koreans were separated into kwans. And once they were separated into kwans, Chung Do Kwan was one of the first ones. And the original sign outside of the first Chung Do Kwan school said karate, and they burned it because it made them think of the Japanese because it was associated with everything that they had been through, slaughtering their, families and stuff like
Yep.
that. Chung Do Kwan, the literal translation for Chung is blue. So the founder of Chung Do Kwan, it was Wang Kuk Lee, he used blue because the flowing motion of it, of Chung Do Kwan, is based on the Tycoon, which is the original system of Korean kicking. And then the crashing part, which symbolizes the wave, is just understanding that we still do karate. So it's nothing but a combination of the hard style Japanese martial arts. And you don't know where Taekwondo or Chung Do Kwan until we start kicking, really.
So I think, if I remember correctly, I don't remember if I've been taught correctly. If I've been taught correctly, Taekwondo got broken up into a lot of, like you mentioned, different kwans. So, but before that happened, wasn't Chung Do Kwan the umbrella of all of
Right.
it?
Right. So Chung Do Kwan was basically the saving grace for keeping everything alive because Wang Kuk Lee believed in unity. He didn't believe in division. So even after the Japanese occupation, he was still open to teaching Japanese martial arts and Korean martial arts. So it was a unification of understanding that there's physical strength, and then he wanted to add in the principle. So on the fist symbolizes physical strength, and the scroll through it, it just symbolizes scholarness, meaning that there's a principle behind, the whole martial art.
That's awesome,
And a
man.
lot of people, wear the pads and they be screaming Chung Do Kwan and don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
Wow, see, this is kind of what I wanted to talk about with Cam, is that when I see Cam, and by just what he just said right then, he is a martial artist. He's not just a point fighter or even a full contact fighter or whatever. He is a full, complete martial artist, and I think just what you said there shows that. But since I've known you since you were a kid, a young kid, it's always been that way. Very respectful to everybody. And I think, let's see, what was it, 2, 3 months ago, when you put a video up of you doing your form training,
Yes, sir.
got everybody kind of talking, man. When's Cam going to do Korean forms?
I would definitely love to do it because I want to push myself to do it. And that's actually something that we've been talking about, doing the whole AKA grand thing. So,
Yeah.
it's definitely something that y'all could
Oh,
possibly see. And we're calling a lot of these Korean stylists out because they don't know past gay back. So we
Yes, sir.
definitely gonna talk about it.
Yes, sir.
We
Yes,
definitely
sir.
gonna talk about it. These
We've
dudes
been.
wearing third, fourth, fifth degrees that don't know past gay back. Dudes is corny.
That's right. We've been talking about this for, dang, what, years now?
Forever.
Forever.
Jeff is the only solid one out there doing Moo Moo and OG. Come on, man. You gotta know past that.
well,
You
Cam,
got to.
Cam, who really else can do Moon Moon?
I can do it. What are you doing?
Yeah, he can do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm honest, I can't do it.
Yes, you can.
I can
You
kick.
don't want to practice it. You don't want to
Yeah.
practice it. You can do it.
You can.
You can damn sure do it.
You're onto something, or you're on.
Oh, man.
Okay, well, let's talk about you. Let's
Yeah.
talk about Dawson. Here's what I really want to talk about. I want to talk about the year we're having right now.
Right.
Because, and here's something I want to talk, and I don't, maybe this is just like, don't talk about it because we don't want to jinx it, but the season's almost over. Are you competing anymore?
No, I'm done.
Okay, talk about it. Did you lose this at all?
When you got to think about it. Wow.
Yeah, I lost.
Wow.
Well, we lost teams in diamonds.
Right.
We
Yes.
lost teams at diamonds, and then personally, I lost open weight at Pan Am's. I lost at Pan Am's for open weight.
Who'd you lose to?
I lost to Christian. Christian, where
Oh, Christian from Venezuela?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what about
We must have missed that one.
in the heavyweight grands? Is Christian the
Oh
only
no. If you was over 200 pounds or you was
So,
190 and above, no.
so
No.
no,
Not,
so
not
Christian is literally the only one for a match with Cam Dawson this year and to end up with more points. He's the only one.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So this is what I'm going to bring up.
So basically, the moral of the interview is Christian's the man.
Yeah, that's right.
He's good.
Yeah.
I like that dude, man. No
Yeah.
bluffing on my end. I like that dude.
Now, I like him too. Here's where, okay, so when we always had these, and it's never going to stop, the GOAT conversations. Who's the greatest of all time? I think it's Raymond Daniels. And everybody brings up, it can't be. Nasty Anderson had a year where he didn't lose a fight.
Right. Yeah.
Hello? There was no open weight then. There was just, you enter your division, and you're the last man standing, you're the champ. Cam Dawson just did that.
That's not valid. That's not valid.
Tell me
I
if
didn't.
it's not.
I didn't. And it's different right now, man. Like, yo,
Different. There
yo,
also was only 4 weight divisions back then too, so the divisions were bigger. There's always things that we can say here and there. So.
and it's I'm the worst thing you could have done was take my pops, man. The worst thing you could have did. So when I be touching dudes at tournaments, it's more than just what's on the surface. So me being hot right now is really my form of coping with what's been going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We lost him.
Did we just lose him?
Yeah, I think so. Lost me for a little bit in there, but man, we're in the
Oh, look,
here we go.
He's actually back. Hold on, let me bring him back.
Okay. Good, because we got right in the middle.
Yeah. This is good stuff.
We good?
You back, Cam?
We good?
Yeah, brother.
Good.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just don't think that it's just different. When you fighting from not only an emotional place, but you are really trying to prove and uphold, everything that your instructor has taught you. It's just a little different. And then, Nasty probably did go to every single tournament, but I picked up the business this year or whatever, and I wasn't at every single tournament. So, I can't pull Ibi Abdallah or pull, a Ajadi or just show up, hit and miss and then claim I'm in that conversation.
Yeah.
I can't miss. Like when you the man on every single platform. So, that's something that I have to challenge myself to do this year. So I competed at AK Grands, teams, open weight overall, the battle, teams, open weight overall. Diamonds, open weight. Where else did we go?
Pan Am's.
Pan Am's, overall grand. What's that? Oh, it's only like 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't nothing to talk about, man.
Well, okay, but of the ones you've mentioned, there's only 2 other tournaments where I would think everyone's at. And that would be U.S. Open and Irish Open. Of every tournament.
Yeah, Irish Open. Yeah.
There's only 2 other tournaments where I'm like, there's really, if you wanted to beat everyone, those are the only 2.
Right.
So, hey, all right, so here we go. Okay, you got that for next year. Now, so I got a chance to watch you a little bit. I don't know if you remember, you and I fought each other once.
Yes, sir.
Remember that? Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. No, it was DC. It was 2015. I actually felt like, okay, I got, and a lot. Well, I do remember. I was gonna say I might not know. 9-8. Cam goes on. He wins. Yeah, all right. Thank you. That was good. Then at the time, I'm like, because I didn't really know, like, where is he? I know where I'm at. And I went this way, and you went that way. By a lot.
Oh man.
We're watching the Cam Dawson story happen right now. It's not a question. If you're gonna tell the sport karate story 2019, really, you're not telling the story if you're not talking about Cam Dawson. And that's not blowing smoke. That's not overhyping anything. That's just saying what happened this year. That's a big. But let's talk about 2020. What do you want to do in 2020?
Yes, let's hear it.
Just want to fight with my team, man. I'm in a position where what we are portraying is truth.
Like it.
It's not family in public and certain people getting deals over here behind closed doors. He the golden child behind closed doors. Everything is on the up and up, man. And that dude Josh, man, let me tell y'all how he even got on this team.
Yes, let's hear the story.
Because
I
you're
was
not from there.
I was already in a position where I knew I needed more room to grow or whatever. And I did a seminar for Josh, and mind you, I only talked to Josh on Facebook about coming down to do this seminar. I never really saw Josh in person. And Josh, I came down, he took care of me or whatever. I hadn't taught. It was only the drive from the airport to his school. And he sat in the school, was like, while you're here, it's something else, I want to ask you. And I was like, shoot. He was like, I'm thinking about doing the team. I said, yo, I got you.
Wow.
He said, what? I said, I got you. He was like, you don't even know what I'm going to say. I said, just based on how you are genuinely treating me. Or what I said, yo, I got you. Made that call. Yo, I'm out.
Wow.
So
I'm out. And then Josh said, well, what else? I said, let me make another call. I said, yo, Pop. I said, I'm thinking about making this move with Josh. He said, yo, I'm down for whatever. I said, Pop, say that. I walked back in the room with Josh. I said, Josh, you got a fighter and a coach. He said, man, stop playing. I had him call my dad. Called him. He said, G, you serious? He said, when you send in the uniforms?
That's man.
Whole conversation. Off the strength of how that dude treated me.
Right. Yeah.
It was genuine. It was genuine. It was,
He's
and
genuine.
it's not dwelling, Mass Mall, John Paul Mitchell, any pickup teams I've been on. It's not down in any of that. But when somebody's real. And that's what I felt. And anytime you have that gut instinct, that's where you gotta go. And Josh has been that dude that he portrays to be in presenting self and actual self. So that's major for me.
That's awesome, man.
that is true.
I ain't getting no checks on the side because he wanted me to come on or everything. Everything was off the humble. It was off the strength.
Now you start mentioning these things like stuff on the side or extra meals. You start saying this like you were in an experience prior to this where something like that might have went down with another scenario.
Yeah, plenty of dudes have wrote me checks to hurt people. I ain't gonna lie. That's real talk.
Yeah.
I done got good checks. I ain't gonna lie to you. For sure. I done got checks to make sure that dudes weren't okay to fight other people the next day.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're getting some real
And
inside
anybody can
stuff
fact
on
check
Point
that.
Five. Yeah. Man.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But your team's not with that.
Oh no, we got
No,
hits
that's
on
what
people, but the hits are made public.
Right.
It's not made like Cam. Drop that dude. You get this. I give you this cash. The hits are made public. Whoever take that person out, you definitely gonna get that check for sure.
Oh,
Wow.
Sure.
All right.
bomb dropped.
Wow. All right.
So let me ask you this: Do you want to name any of those people
Any other people who what?
who got cut out, who got dropped? You don't have to.
No.
Do I want to name any other people who any other people in the past that have had hits on them? Oh, he know who he is. Chance know who he is.
Hey.
Right. That makes sense.
Chance know what he do. Chance ain't stupid. And Chance will tell you, yeah, I'm trying to hurt you.
Right.
He'll tell you. Hey,
Yeah.
That's just on the straighten up. He know that.
Okay.
I mean, and it's not saying that Chance is wrong. Sometimes he be wrong. Sometimes he be real wrong. But other times he just fighting hard. What can you tell him? He a man, and you're supposed to protect yourself at all times. And if you don't have what it takes to give him that back, that's not on him.
No.
So I want to talk a little bit about that because let's just mention like the dynamic of what you were just talking about with you and Chance. Like Chance just comes hard, protect yourself, and that's the way you fight. But you guys are both heavyweights, or maybe Chance is light heavyweight. I don't know. All
Light
right,
heavy. He light heavy.
he's light heavy.
Yeah,
Are you light heavy or you heavy?
yeah. I ain't been light heavy since 16 years old.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So
Oh man.
tell me about the heavyweight fighters. Like, where do you feel like you're at right now? Because the heavyweight fighters, this is kind of interesting. I kind of feel a little bit like heavyweight fighters in point fighting are sometimes like the heavyweight fighters in boxing. Like the top is the top, but then there's a big gap next. But what do you feel like? What do you feel like the heavyweight division is like?
What do I think it's like? I'm a competitor.
It don't matter, right?
I'm I'm a competitor, so I'm not. It would be. Uh, yeah, it would be rough. And here's the difference. And even when we talk about fighters now,
Yeah.
so with this, 20 through 29-year-olds, even some of the 30-year-olds fighting now, their favorite fighters are from one era forward from where my favorite fighters are. So it's different. And
Right.
people
So
keep
true.
trying to knock let's say a Bailey or a Tyreek because they're doing what they were taught. How can you knock somebody for doing what they were taught? They're coming up idolizing a Raymond, a Jotty, a Tank.
Right.
You ain't really seen them dudes really sit on no punch until Raymond got older. Then Raymond started sitting on his punches and really turning his hips over and dropping dudes. Jason, extremely good kicking. Jotty has the whole breakdown psychological. Ain't really broke nobody down with his hands and his feet. He
Right.
was mean. He was mean, especially to John Payton when he was on
Right.
Elite. But
Or
that's what they're
yeah.
looking at. I wasn't given a laptop to idolize people. I was given cassettes, VHS. So now my mentality is that AP, that Terry Kramer. I didn't see Moff hit dudes with spin hook kicks and just point at them. So that's my visual. So it's just different.
Yeah.
So you can't knock dudes for doing what they're doing. You take somebody like Anthony Merricks, who came up, old school. He came up hard. That dude will do everything: forms, weapons, fighting. No matter what place he take, you can't knock that dude.
Right.
So I do think there are some heavyweights who just come up to just say that they were a part of it. But I know Ant is there to win. A Jim Haymore is there to win. Other than that, can I speak for anybody else other than that? I'm not 100% sure. Uh, you know, and that's heavyweights. That's 200 plus. Of course, if you drop down, you got Tomas, you got Avery, you got Chance. You really have to, protect yourself when it comes to those guys. So, I don't think it's in a bad state. I just think people have to just shift their mindset.
Man, that's exactly kind of what was it? A couple weeks ago we were talking about this how Cam is the perfect combo of a '90s fighter and today's
Yeah.
fighter, and that's what it is, and it's exactly what he's saying. The way he's brought up was on that, and
Right, right, right.
I mean it's the same. I get it too because it's the same way. Like I grew up on late '80s stuff, early '90s stuff, and then started competing. So it was that same thing, and yeah, I mean I know exactly what he what he was shown as a kid.
Right. It's just a thing of standards. Like
Right,
right now, even the people they really look up to are not at the tournaments. So like, if your OGs don't check you, how you gonna stay in order?
right,
If you moving out here wilding, how they supposed to hold you accountable? And they not there. I could be at a tournament and I would do something, throw a punch, leave my hand out, Mafia be like, yo, don't you ever do that again in your life.
right,
Richard will pull me to the side and say, yo, when you hit somebody, you're supposed to barbecue ribs. So he would give me all those
That's
analogies. to really make me, fight. And then AP would tell me, like, yo, be strong and be mean. Like, yo,
Yeah.
straight up. And that was and those dudes would, on top of my dad and my instructors and my senior black belts here, whatever, those dudes held me accountable. What are these guys supposed to do when there's no boundaries? Ain't nobody holding them accountable. They can get away with not pulling a reverse punch back because the people who they watch, they do the same thing. What's the difference?
Right.
Who gonna check them?
That's right.
Who gonna check them?
That's
Well,
right.
that's a good point. So you have this technique now because you're talking about bringing your hand back, keeping it up, but you have this technique now that it is a throwback the way that you do it. But I got a real question: how many bricks do you back fist in practice? You back fist people like you're actually trying to create death in their body. Like your back fist is
But
Right.
something.
but understand, I've been exchanging back fists with the man who did it the best for 22 years. How
Right.
could I not get better at it?
That's right. Yeah. I mean,
Every
again, I haven't seen a
every
back fist like that.
every check, every three-dimensional movement. And a lot of people don't pay attention that me and my pops don't even be back fisting people half the time. We be chopping them, and they still don't understand that.
Right.
So, all right, so, tell me a little bit about. Tell us something about Cam that maybe nobody knows.
I train karate every day.
That's right.
Every day. I'll work, Jeff will know it, but I'll work Chun Ji through Chung Mu
Mhm.
every day. I'll work underbelt forms, black belt forms. I still work on how to break my fall, my judo throws, how to get up. So when I'm prepping for a tournament, I prep in completeness or totalness. And this is something that Damon Gilbert taught me also. When you are preparing your body, when you show up to a tournament, all they have to do is tell you the rules, and you can fight. That's how you are completely prepared for a tournament. I'm not preparing to just do, the back fist, the reverse punch, the side kick, double round, hook round. So I'm training my takedown, sweeping the lead leg, the back leg, front hand ridge, backhand ridge, gi grabs. We're going through all those things because I need to feel completely prepared for whatever you bring. So if
Right.
you bring me a European style, I can adapt. If you bring me a puncher, I can kick him. If you bring me a kicker, I can sweep them. I can put my hands on them. So it's just being able to be ready, in a very well-rounded aspect. That's it.
That's
That's
awesome,
all. But
man.
a lot of people would think that I probably don't do those things, but I still take rank seriously. I still take the responsibility of rank seriously. So if I'm, the head instructor here and I'm asking you to run all the underbelt forms, if I do them and I get tired, then I'm not leading by
There you
example.
go. There
Hey,
you go.
That's my thing.
That's the biggest thing I think that you have is you can tell you're a leader. You know what I mean?
Appreciate you.
And it's pretty awesome to be able to see from. I mean, really, you started what fighting adults? I would say probably 14, but
14.
yeah. I mean, like you were talking about, you haven't been a light heavyweight since 16. I mean, I remember I had you and Kevin fighting each other at the North vs. South at my tournament
I
in
was 13 years old.
2011. 13 years old.
what?
Uh, Kevin was, I don't know, he was older. He was like 16, I think, at that time.
16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
got a few years on me
Yeah. So, man,
because I won't be
that was cool.
23 until March.
Wow, that's crazy. See, like, that's the thing. You're well beyond your years, man. I mean, that's what's awesome. Not just in martial arts. Like, yeah, you're gonna be karate old. Like me. Everyone think I'm karate old, but you don't look old. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying, man.
Well,
You,
because he
you got
ain't.
it.
He said he's 22.
That's right. But hey, I still think of him as 18, 19. So
Most people do.
That's right.
Wow.
Um,
So, what are some goals that you have going forward? Now, we talk about what 2020 is going to be like, but what are some goals? Like, do you have some like I'm beating you, or do you have or an award or an accomplishment you want to achieve?
Goals. Um, I want to restore creativity to what we do.
Like it. Love
I,
it.
I want to
Jeff and
restore.
I a lot.
Say it again.
Jeff and I talk about that a lot.
Um, People have the tendency to get, stuck or not remember that there were people doing this before the people teaching now. There were people doing it before those people, and there were people doing it before that. So you take what works well for you, and whenever you are training, you're not training just to your strengths, but it is okay. And this whole thing about, well, your basics got to be sharp, and your basics this, and your basics that. When we earn a black belt in our system, anything under black belt is a basic for us.
Yeah.
So if on green belt, that's where back leg axe kicks are, that's a basic. If
Right.
360 hook kicks are on red belt, if tornado round kicks are on red belt, that's a basic.
Basic. Yeah.
So even though we know, just like in self-defense, there are go-to things that we're going to utilize, palms, elbows, knee strikes, we can't explore outside of that. And I feel like a lot of people now are just stuck in a technique box where they feel restricted. And if they go outside of that, it's like, oh, that was stupid. Hey, yo, well, if we want to talk about percentages, 9 times out of 10, if I throw a spin hook, those dudes ain't getting up.
Well,
It's a very high percentage. I'm not
Right.
missing.
you threw a side kick to the body, followed up by a body punch, and didn't continue with like a back fist or another blitz on top of that. You pulled it back and then threw a spin hook and said good night.
Yeah.
That's
And
Mafia's drill. And Mafia would always say, and then what? So anytime we did a drill with Mafia or any of Mafia's drills, even when we were like sparring, a concept that my dad got from him was be like, and then what? So we would go, backwards reverse punch, round kick, then what? Drop the axe. So it would always be like, and then what? And then what? So like switch round, axe kick, then what? Then you punch him. You sweep the dude, then what? Then you punch him, you stomp him. So that was always a drill, and I still have my students do it now because I was never taught originally to separate self-defense and tournament fighting. That's not
Right.
how I was taught the first time. It wasn't until I was 12, 13. Okay, now we're going to start, the whole VNL and bouncing and all that other stuff. But for them, it was utilizing your curriculum in order to demonstrate to the instructors that you could defend yourself. So that's why I naturally, I really don't bounce well. Like if you pay attention to it, I don't bounce well. I really hate bouncing.
nobody has a style like what you do.
No. No.
Nobody would be comfortable that I can envision with your style right now. You're the only Ken Dawson that there could be.
It's very true. And that's what's great about him, man. That's why we are all excited to be able to see and witness this year that you've had. And I know Alex has some more giveaways and stuff.
Yeah.
What is it that you want to? Would you like to leave this interview with? Like what would you like to tell everybody?
This coming year, man, I just want to be able to help, as much as I possibly can. And I know sometimes when I'm competing, I'm kind of zoned out and really, really, intense because I take what I do seriously. But if there's any, younger kids, same division, different division, I'm extremely, approachable. So if there's a question or if there's a private or if you can pull me to the side and ask, I just want to restore creativity and restore martial arts to what we truly do. I don't want people to leave comments like, those dudes don't hit each other, or those dudes are whack, or those dudes are soft,
Right.
because it's only soft when you watching certain people do it. If you watch the right people do it and it's done the right way, then you really don't get that. So I really would like to restore that. And there are some dudes who are with me. Like I even see Avery trying to bend his knees and sit on that reverse punch more. And of course, his pops probably told him, like, son, don't forget how we do this.
Right.
And now you'll see Avery hit a dude, and that dude will go, and I'll be like, yo, RP, that's what I'm talking about. And so you'll even see Anthony Merrick's utilize the footwork that his instructor taught him. You'll see Justin Ortiz maintain Boston Taekwondo kicking. So, it's everybody still has their certain, here and there of them being creative. But if we could get that through those juniors to not be scared to express themselves through, martial arts, and, I'd be good enough to
Love
just
it.
say, hey, I did enough.
That's awesome, man.
Right.
Dude, this was gold, man. This was gold. This was great.
For sure. Yeah, I could stay here listening.
I know.
Hey, are you guys done with Cam? Or I mean,
I
we could see.
guess so. I know we have other stuff to do, but
Look
man,
at
this was
Alex'
so
face.
much
Look at Alex'
fun.
face.
No, he wants to keep talking. I know. Man, you don't understand. This is like 2 interviews in a week that have been like just awesome. Man, this
Yeah.
is great. But thank you, Cam. And
Got
man,
your back,
like,
Sushi.
Wait, I got one question.
man, one more.
Cam,
Yes, sir.
tell me a story about your coach and something crazy that happened at a tournament.
Pass coach.
No. Your coach.
Right now.
I think the craziest thing we did was wait 4 hours for some damn pizza.
Yeah, yeah. I,
I
hey,
think truly that's the craziest thing because I'm real strict on that. If we don't win everything, we don't got nothing to celebrate. So if everybody don't take first or whatever, they know where to find me, and it's not just me. I can win. We can win teams, or I can win open weight and runoff. If our lightweight or welterweight didn't win, we don't got nothing to celebrate. So what are y'all going out for? So so I'm not. We're not a partying type thing or whatever, and mainly that's not the standard that Josh has for the team. So all we do is pretty much just follow his lead, and I'm pretty much the voice, because he's a little passive, as we all know, and I'm pretty much the voice of it. So you know that's what we do. But other than that, the worst thing we did was wait forever for some pizza. The craziest thing.
never,
Love
it
it.
never came. Right?
Never.
Oh man.
No, man, it never came. But man, like Cam was saying earlier, you know, I had my team for how many years, and being with Josh was like boom. I was like, let's do this. When we heard that, let's do this. So that shows what a lot about Josh right there. So he's just a great guy,
Oh
like
yeah.
Cam. But yeah,
Love it.
man, some
This
good
was
stuff.
awesome.
Uh,
You
we
sure you good,
what?
Alex?
Huh?
Good. I'm good.
Hey,
Well,
I forgot I had a show. I like spectating over here. Hey, so we have a giveaway. We got the Never Stop Believing Carlos Tierney. He has the hoodies, the apparel. He's doing a great job with that.
Yeah, he is.
It's always good to see a champion move on and do well with other things as
right.
well. Although he's still active, right? He's still active here and there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he's done a few terms this year.
yeah, the winners for the hoodies are Bobby Harris, John Fretwell, and Julio Arias. Okay,
Nice.
so that's the winners right there.
Awesome.
Congratulations to you guys, and message me. So anything else for Cam? It was a great interview, man.
Man, this was fun, man. This was
When are
fun.
we going to see you next?
Yeah.
At AKA, is that when we're going to see you next?
I'm actually injured right now.
Oh, that's right.
That and I'm not real private or stuck up that much that I can't say, and I'm hurt because I'm human. That spin hook, destroyed my heel. When I hit that boy, I did more damage to myself than I did to him. So we're looking at either even though it's very hard to fracture a heel, something very similar to like a hairline fracture or bone bruise.
Yeah.
Because I once I threw it, it was no calling it back. So it's just a thing of icing it, recovery or whatever. But
That was your first round, though. You had like 4 other rounds after that.
Thank God for adrenaline.
Right.
Oh, and then Coach Alex keeps saying power, so there's no way that you can possibly stop.
Love
Hey
it.
man,
Oh
this
man,
this was awesome.
this
Thanks
was.
for joining us, Cam. You made my day.
Got your
And
back, Coach.
yes, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And I'll see you soon. All right.
Yes, sir.
See you, brother.
All right.
Peace.
Okay. Wow. That
Good. That was
Well,
good.
we knew that was gonna happen, man. How good that was gonna be. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
that, that was great. Hey, now you guys have some topics that you want to talk about. Maybe we could do a
Do
few minutes.
those rapid fire real quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Uh,
I actually have another guest coming on for a few minutes.
okay.
Askia Allison in a little bit. I want you guys to talk about, some of the topics you plan. And Askia, he has a cool topic he wanted to talk about, and I want to bring him on for a few minutes.
Sounds
Um,
great.
you
Sounds
know,
great.
so go. I'm gonna go down, and then we'll do. There's only one giveaway left: the top 10 and Fighters Inc. Okay, so you guys go ahead and do your thing,
Yeah, we
and
got our 2 ones.
I'm with giveaway, and then we'll bring a ski on. All right.
All right. So, Alex, my topic is Alex Reyes, because the man why we are here, right? So, let's say he's my competitor of the week, as that is one of our things we do. So,
Inside scoop.
yes, and so Alex Reyes, how awesome it is. I love how Jeremy Roque talks about how he went from wanting to be like banned from the sport to the sport needing him and loving him. And man, it's just
Was banned by the sport.
right, right. And it's just amazing to see the journey he has and how much everyone thinks that to do something for the sport, it has to be okay. You're either a competitor, you're a coach, or you're a promoter, and that's all you can do in the sport. And he's shown that there's more ways that you can, and I love that. Let me share my first real memories of Alex, and he knows what I'm going to say, and it's funny, and I'll never forget this because I used to hate Alex Reyes. Um, so when people don't know, let's see, 1998, him and his team, him and it was Team Panther, and you remember Panther Prada or Productions or whatever? They did all the videos, the instructional videos in like the back of the magazines and stuff.
Yep. Yep.
They had a team, and it was him and Manny and Gus, and they won 2 tournaments. They beat Elite, they beat TDS 2 times, DC and Empire State. And man, I will never forget him jumping off the stage and just going, "Why? I just don't know." And I will just never forget that. Just the funniest thing. And I was like, "Wow, this is nuts." And I just remember being like, "Dude, Alex, this guy, like he's just arrogant, whatever." Man, I love that dude.
So here's what's interesting. My first interaction with Alex actually came up in conversation this week. So uh, I really, as far as bigger tournaments, I really never expanded out of like the from Minnesota. Like Chicago was the furthest I've really gone. So in 2000, like I decided, okay, we're gonna hit a bunch. So I'm at the New England Open, and I win the lightweight division. Manny wins the super light division,
Like,
which at that tournament was way harder. I remember watching him beat Jason Facey and being like, my goodness, that was exciting. Like he hit him with like a fadeaway axe kick. How was that possible? Whatever.
right.
It happened. It was amazing. So Manny and Alex come up to me and they realize I'm the lightweight winner. No, nobody in the building knows who I am. Nobody cares, right? Come up to me, and this was legit, right? So Manny was the guy. Manny's like, he's like, I'm gonna win every tournament, but I'm chasing points. I gotta get. So he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, you won the lightweight division, right?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah. We're fighting in the finals tonight, you and me." And he goes, "No, let's just fight right now." And I'm like, I'm totally confused. I'm not getting it. And he says, "Yeah, I got a flight to get back for." It's like My nephew, it's his birthday party. I said I'd get back in time. I don't want to miss the flight. It leaves tonight. I'm still not understanding. I'm only 18. I'm like, but I don't. But the finals is tonight. We're supposed to fight tonight. Like, and totally just green. Don't understand it.
Yeah.
Come on, let's just end this. We'll split the prize money. I'll give you half. We'll just say I won, and we'll just be done with this. I'm not understanding still. I'm like, but we're not supposed to do it this way. So Alex is like, yo, you really want him to miss his flight? And I'm like, now I get it. I'm like, guys, I've never had this experience before. This is my first time. Please let me have this experience. So Manny says, okay, I respect that. And then destroys me. 10-0. Here's the problem. I already knew going into this, like I'm a better kicker than Manny at that time. That was not a problem. So I go up, like as I'm approaching the stage, 3 different people say, just kick at him. Just kick at him the whole time. I'm like, easy for me to do.
No.
I didn't even know that I didn't know. Here's why it came up in conversation. So a buddy of mine at the gym, he takes his kids to like a WKF style system, right? And he goes, hey man, I YouTubed you, saw one of your fights. It wasn't that good. I'm like, what are you talking about? I got some good fights. He goes, not this one. Like, you're not, I don't think you're as good as you say you are. I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, yeah, there was this, you fought this Latin guy. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, it's Reyes. And I'm like, oh, of all the fights you had to YouTube, that's
Isn't that? Oh, that's the worst.
close. Like, that's how much Manny beat me, right?
Oh God.
Yeah, hey, nowhere to go but up from there. So yeah, but hey, I'll stay on Alex too. So I just found this interesting. Look at where we've come from with Alex, and then where we're at now. So he went from really just managing Manny, like, no, we're gonna get this, to they had this movement where it was the MBL sucks movement.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say to you. They had
You
the
were wearing a
shirts.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
MBL sucks.
Yeah.
To having Team Miami Vice, Team WKF.
Yep.
And then he even opened up a little bit. Like, he had a downtime. I remember Hamid Feruzzi was on WKF. And then, like, a couple weeks before Combeat Nationals, he gets a message that, like, team's done. So it's when he came in with BJ and I, and we were Team NK again, and yada, yada. But he went from there, and then he gets the team back. Then people want to kick Alex out of the whole NASCA circuit. Like, he couldn't even go to his dad's tournament that year.
Right.
He couldn't go in the building. He had to stay in the lobby as far as he could go. Fast forward, he's presenting an award at the Diamond Nationals.
Right.
But it was announced as Alex Reyes of Point Fighter Live.
Right.
Which is the anniversary of what we're talking about today. So one of the very first ones, it was, the first few, it was Alex Reyes and Steve Hart. Steve Hart, yeah, that's a cool dude. Right?
Yeah, awesome.
So, and they started it just as radio, no video, none of this, right?
Right.
Just
yeah.
Yeah, and I loved it. So I'm calling it all the time. Ross Devine always make fun of me, and he goes, "Hey, you don't get extra points for calling it every week."
Oh man, but yeah, congrats to Alex. And I didn't tell him that was one of our topics because I didn't want him to be like, oh, don't talk about it. But nah, man, we're proud of you, man. Awesome job. One quick one before we get into the call with Ski. He posted this on the page about what your opinion is on would you rather them point or say break, judges call.
Part of one of the other segments we have is should it stay or should it go?
That's right.
Be part of that. Should it stay? Should it go? When the judge says stop, when the center ref says stop, do you prefer to wait for the center ref to say call, or would you prefer that the side judges point to which way they see the point right away? What do you prefer, Jeff?
So I think for me it depends on the center, but because if the center is one of those ones that says break, judges, call it. No, that's ridiculous. The reason why I do like for it to, because usually when I'm center, I say break, call, and then I'm kind of doing this as we are getting them back to the center. Yeah, I mean I do it fast, but the reason why I think is important because I know sometimes you have corners, which is we shouldn't have this conversation in our sport now. How far we've gone that we have corners that just look at the center, and just do what they do. And I think that's the only thing that I see happen sometimes is when you immediately do it and they're following, and especially with 5 judges, that's hard to do because we're pointing and then you have to wait. And by that time, it's about the same time as if we said judges wait, call, boom, everyone at the same time. But, do you understand what I'm saying on that?
I understand what you're saying, but I don't totally agree with it.
Right.
Because I understand it gets confusing. It gets confusing trying to figure out, wait, who's on what side? You just got to do your best.
Right.
I believe when the center says stop, just boom. If the center's being slow, hurry his butt up. Just put your hand out right away.
Just have it out there. Yep.
All right. Stop. Bang. Just put it up right away. There we go. And that will encourage quicker calls because we have. And this is something that I don't totally understand. Because there are people that really will manage the time in a match and are never going to be hustling in a match, but are great fighters, right? And people maybe don't recognize them as great fighters because they're not constantly pushing it, all right? Someone I think who's really good, who doesn't constantly push the tempo, who takes their time, is someone like John Curatolo, all right? Mm-hmm. When the center ref says go, John Curatolo's not flying across, but he wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what's crazy to me is when the match starts, say go. The fighters who will have that personality, if they're just going to gun it, they'll wait 30 seconds before they really get going in the match. And I understand you have to feel stuff out. You want to understand that. But after a while, don't kind of already know everybody by now.
Yes.
And especially, like, look at, we just had Cam on. Is there a surprise? There's not a surprise.
No.
All right? We already know. So you just got to
implement your game.
That day, you fake it a couple of times. You put yourself in position, and you go, okay, I see what we're dealing with today. Go. Let's take him half. All right?
That's right.
So that's also valuable. So if you want the refs to call it quick, all right, it also would behoove you to conserve your own time and make sure that that's very valuable. If it's valuable for the refs to hurry up and get it out quick, which it should be, it should also be valuable for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
What do you?
So I say, as far as doing the bringing everyone back to the center, waiting, and then calling, that needs to go. That needs to go.
That needs to go. But what do you want, though? Do you want them to wait for the center ref?
No. All right. All I'm saying is just be break, call. That's just.
But you still want him to wait. You still want the center ref to say call.
I would just say that, but I don't really think we need to. I just think it just depends on every center has kind of like their own thing they do. You know what I mean? And I just think that's just some tradition with some people. But I don't think it's it's not necessary. So we can just say break. Boom.
Yes.
So go.
That's what it should be.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So Alex, we ready?
All right. Yeah. Hey guys, what's up? Hey, so Fight Films. There's 2 giveaways for that one, and the winners are Natalie Allen and Adrian Rodriguez. All right. So
congrats.
Elizabeth Chisholm, and she has an Instagram page, and she's like posting cool videos on there too. So I wanted to show support to her as well.
Cool.
So congratulations. We're gonna do one more giveaway after Askia, right? Comes on Ski, and he has a pretty cool topic about sponsorship. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring him on right now, and you guys could talk to him, and then we'll do the final giveaways. Okay, guys?
Yes, sir. What's up, Ski?
Hey,
what's going on?
What doing?
Ski, what's going down?
Hey, nothing much. Happy anniversary for Point Fighter. This has been wonderful for the sport. Thank you very much, Alex. We really appreciate it. Uh,
Hey, you guys got me by surprise there, and like, man, thank you so much, for that. And, the page has really grown a lot because of the support, and
Mhm.
I want to thank everybody out there, for supporting the page. And pretty much everybody I asked to interview says yes. So if that wasn't the case, it wouldn't have grown, So,
right.
so,
Right.
uh, so thanks a lot. All right, I'm gonna go down and enjoy the rest of the interview. All right.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Well,
Oh, my bad. Hold on. Wait, I took it down instead.
all
There
right,
he is.
gentlemen. I didn't dress
All
up
right.
like you, Jeff. My bad. So, the topic that Alex and I were discussing, being in this media phase that we have, we get to control our media. When we can control our media, we get to control the perception. And we've had all of these wonderful sponsors. I know, Jeff, you're a historian. Over the decades that we've been involved in martial arts, who are some of the top sponsors that you can think about?
Awesome. All right. So, of course, the first one I think that most of us, especially from my generation, probably Alex, is we all think John Paul Mitchell, as far as for a team. But they don't just have a team too; they've sponsored events.
Yes.
So I think too many people think that it's just, oh, they've only done this for this select few of people, and they have done more for the sport. So I think that sometimes that gets overlooked, that they've done that. So that would be one. Alex, what about you?
Well, that's I think you're right on when you say that, because of that. But there are other teams and sponsorships that have touched into things like that. They just last. That's why I feel like Palm Mitchell is the best, because it's the
Yeah,
longevity. Because you might have this mega sponsorship, like even when it wasn't even that long ago. That probably had one of the biggest teams I'd seen was Team Full Circle,
right.
right?
Yeah,
Like massive team, and a lot of people benefited from that, but it didn't have the longevity that something like Paul Mitchell had, even though at the time that it was in effect, it had a major impact. So it had a good footprint. But
right.
I mean, I guess I would look at another one like that that also had a small time frame, would be Sidekick, Jungle Care.
Right. Yeah, because that was a different kind of sponsorship, and then after they lost John Garrett, he kept it going for a while. So, and I think a lot of times we get the people that really just love it, and they do it for that. I was a part of a team that's what it was. He loved sport karate and he wanted to give back. And then even what I think some people forget about is that the last year of CJB, we actually had a national team and a regional team that people didn't even know that he was sponsoring just people in the Baltimore, D.C. area. He We showed up at Charlie's one year and there's 25 extra people with our geese on. And we're like, wait, what's going on? But he was doing that. Spencer Harrington was doing that, and so there is that, of that. But I think Ski, you're probably talking in other ways though, right? Not just supporting a team,
I am. I am.
right?
And I'm glad I asked that question of you guys, because you pointed out something that was fantastic. And from both of you, you pointed out the contributions that the sponsors have given to the sports and or the players. And
Right.
now we get this opportunity to kind of control media socially, and we are losing sponsors, or we've lost sponsors because we are not giving back. Okay.
To the
It
sponsor. Yep, you're
to the
right.
sponsor.
Yeah, right.
That's how we're losing them. Ultimately, it has to generate more than a tax write off. Hopefully, some revenue
Yeah,
for them.
right.
And most of our sponsors, most of them are really just kind of tied into the martial arts. So how do we give back? Does
Yeah.
anybody know?
Well, what are some of your ideas?
Some of those ideas is taking that brand and doing some of the things. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We're talking about what the NBA, what the NFL is doing. So we'll take, for example, Team Dojo, who has secured a sponsorship through Taco Bell. Every Tuesday, we have these Taco Tuesdays. We
Mm-hmm.
should be hashtagging it throughout our sport.
Oh, the
We
sport.
should
Yep.
be taking these pictures and everybody eating a taco and sharing. That's how we keep Taco Bell around in our
Around.
sport. But
Correct.
most importantly, is what we do community wise. We all have these schools, and the intrinsic value that we push is the development that we do for children. We need these teams to arrive to these tournaments early. Most of us are getting in Thursday night because we're doing something
Yep.
Friday. We need to be into these schools.
Mm-hmm.
Take a moment, take some of these wonderful personalities, let some folks twirl some bows,
Yeah.
do some tricks, work some commas, and these amazing fighters also have these huge personalities. Let them go in and teach a class.
Right.
Slap high fives.
Right.
Now, what happens if we pass out free passes to hundreds of kids at these inner city schools or in these areas, and we tell them that they can come to our finals?
Right. Exactly.
They can come to the finals free. But
Yeah.
Alex, who do they have to bring? Who brings them?
The parents got to bring them.
The
Yep.
parents.
There you go.
They're a paying customer. They're probably bringing a sibling with them.
Yeah.
All of that good stuff. And then what sponsors need to see are, pardon my language, asses in the seats.
Yeah.
Okay, that becomes important. But right now we don't have a spectator base because we're not doing the legwork. Our
Right.
spectators are fighters and competitors that did not make the finals, their parents, and things of that nature. Let's
Yeah.
get into these children's hospitals, get into these schools, pass
Correct.
out these passes, and
Correct.
invite individuals to come take advantage of the sport.
Right.
Then, if that was happening in our areas and we said to the local schools, you guys can set up a booth in the hallway because we have literally thousands of kids that are coming in free of charge to come in and watch these finals.
Then
You
they'll get
might be inclined to purchase a booth in the hallway so that your Taekwondo or Tang Soo Do school can reach out to these hundreds of kids that are coming to spectate anyway.
right. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's dang brilliant.
Yeah. We've
That's-
talked about this before, Ski and I have, so I knew where it was going. I'm glad that
That's brilliant. But
yeah,
I
it's
question
great.
about this though. So when you said, okay, we team gets the early, let's say Team Dojo, okay, Team Dojo.
Yes.
Let's just say the tournament we were talking about. So they go to the AKA because that's maybe the next one up because it's in January. Okay, so they go on like a Thursday or Wednesday, whatever the team is available to do. Okay, well, when you say they go to school, are you talking about the actual schools or martial
Oh,
arts?
no. I'm talking about academic facilities.
Yes.
Okay? I'm talking about actual schools.
Yep.
And we're talking these huge talents that are coming in. So even if we needed to get the extra revenue, it could come from the local schools. My school, I'd sponsor Jackson Rudolph to twirl that bow in a bulldog karate uniform and go
Cool. Yeah.
wherever
Right.
to do. I would pay for I'd
Right.
pay for the trip. I'd put them up in a hotel, and then we pass out the passes for individuals to get free trials to our schools and to eventually come to the
Right.
tournament.
It all
I mean,
goes full circle, man. It's yep.
that's it.
Yep.
Just mentioned something. I don't even know if you realize. It's a little controversial, but I believe we should do it that way. You said, "I'll pay Jackson Rudolph to go."
That's just an example.
But
We're flying them in to train martial artists and do seminars anyway. And you
Right.
have a small demographic that you get to work with. Most of your area schools, man, we're talking 800 to 1,000 or so kids.
Yep.
You can't go wrong. I'll
I'm not-
take 10% of that population to attend, and I'm a happy camper.
That's right. Well, yeah. I mean, it could be like well, I can't think of the name, like the Power Team or something like that. I mean, that's what we have, just in a different, a different way. And I mean, hey, I mean, I think it's definitely something. Now, I am going to say that they tried to do, they did that about 5 or 6 years ago. I think that was their plan, but they did it wrong. They picked one or two karate schools instead of doing that. And now I will give JPM credit because they go and do the children's hospitals 2 or 3 times a year before
Yeah.
their tournaments.
They do that.
And I think that's a great thing.
It is.
And we need to do more of that. And I remember suggesting certain things like that to promoters and stuff. And I was kind of appalled by some of the answers that I got. Is that really safe for us to take our students to a hospital where they could get sick before a tournament? I was just kind of like, really? Okay.
That's motivation. That's your concern.
Right. So
I'm
that was something that, yeah.
But just from a promoter standpoint, uh, we've been doing these tournaments for over 30 years or so. It's the same tournament. It's generally the same weekend, and in many cases, it's almost the same venue.
Yep.
And we're creating this media. We should be able to create this package and run it to every school.
That's right.
There
Love
has
it,
to
Steve.
be something different from one tournament to the other. The
Yep.
trinkets, the
Creativity.
reward you get really shouldn't be that. It's
Come on,
always
man.
experience.
Taco, eat that up. What? My team is going to these schools. They're doing that. They're passing out free tacos. They got,
That's right.
all of these different sponsors could
Alex,
get on board with that concept.
Yeah, man. Hey, that was a great topic right there too. Hey,
that's
you know what else? You know what else could happen from, like, let's say now Taco Bell sponsoring our sport. We have Paul Mitchell. You know, I tell people all the time, you could use that as like in your proposal, or to like show other sponsors, potential sponsors, and say, hey, look, Taco Bell is sponsoring a team in our sport. Paul Mitchell. So it gives credibility,
Yeah.
and so you could use this to get more sponsors as well, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's not oh man, they got that sponsor.
yeah,
We hate them. No, it helps.
everybody went. Yeah, everybody.
well,
Yeah,
Jeff and I talked about this earlier this week about how a team being sponsored by this entity or person should not end at that. And we talked about how we feel like sport karate should look like NASCAR. Like why is
Multiple
the
sponsors.
form
Yeah,
only
multiples.
here? This is what here. I'm a billboard. Take me on.
hey, but it all comes down, I
Oh, $10.
think, to being more professional, and
Yes.
like now with the power of social media, you know, we have a we somebody could say, okay, a sponsor could be like, okay, let's look at sport martial arts, karate, sport karate, and they could look us up and see the matted rings, the scoreboards, the referee. That's why it's important, referees in uniform,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
everything, good and professional, and that will also bring in other sponsors as well.
Right, and it can't stop at social media. We can't just think just because we get on here and we do it here. It's you. They have to see it. You have to get out there and do it. Do it for your local community, your
Yeah,
area, everything like
That's right.
that. And then of course now you can document everything.
Yep.
So
yeah, sure.
great.
That's a great subject right there. But
Love it, man.
yeah, thanks for joining this topic.
Thanks, Steve.
It was great.
Anytime, Alice. Anytime.
Yeah, sure. Hey, so we're almost gonna wrap it up,
Yes,
and
sir.
we're gonna do one more giveaway. And if you guys have any final thoughts,
Hey,
it
man.
went
Thank you.
longer than we expected, but it's all good. It was a great show. So, Top 10 Fighters Inc. sponsor the show as well. Let's see the winners. So, Fighters Red and Black Kicks goes to Rosanna Monte. The red and black. Then the blue kicks. There was also blue. Goes to Joshua Hooker, and then let's see the gloves. Okay, then the gloves. That was also a pair of gloves. They gave out a bunch of things.
Wow.
Gloves go to Elizabeth Chisholm, blue, small, medium. Yes, and then the red gloves, large slash extra large. These Fighters Inc. has their own brand as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So cool.
Fighter.
Yep.
The winner of that one is Joe Brown, and then last two we got are two T-shirts. Top 10. The large shirt went to Juan Cubillas, and the last one, the medium, went to Zioneb Marasasi, I think. Yeah, I'll post it.
Yeah.
I'll reach out.
Write those down. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tag 'em.
I'll reach out to them, but everybody else reach out to me. And congratulations, man! What a great show.
It was
I don't
fun.
have anything else you want to talk about, but it was awesome.
Hey, Alex, just thank you for having us on. And, we are excited to really get started on this journey with the podcast
Yeah,
and everything else. And I know for me, I'm excited. This kind of is a different kind of like what I talked about with you. Everyone thinks that there's only one way to help the sport or this or that.
Right.
And I looked at it that way for a while. This is my next step to be a promoter, to do this or
Yeah,
that. That's all I can do, and I have to focus 100% on that. And I'm excited. This is another avenue to be able to reach people, help the sport, and promote positivity, man.
yeah, for sure. You guys have a great show. Make sure you guys tune in. What's the day? Do you guys have a specific day that it comes out? Your show?
Wednesday morning.
We do this show every Thursday night, and it pops up first thing Monday morning. You can see it on Apple Podcast, Podbean, or Spotify.
Yeah, there's a couple others too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
there's
a
a
great
lot.
show, and you guys are professionals. You guys have great questions. You guys, well, this thing's gonna blow up, and we need more shows like this. We need more pages like this just to blow our sport up
Yes,
and
sir.
get it out there. So thanks everybody for joining us.
one more thing. As long as you're here, Alex, I want to ask
Oh
Jeff.
yeah, go.
Jeff,
I got.
I really thought about this. I started thinking about this a few months back, and I probably even posted something about it, but I can't. I was really thinking about this over the last like 15 years. I think the person who's probably one of the most influential people in sport martial arts is Alex Reyes.
Yes.
I did.
Agreed.
I did.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
did. You did. We talked about that too. Yep.
What do you think about that, Jeff?
Again, like we said, it's crazy. I just don't know, man. I just don't know.
Look at
Hey, but like you guys were saying, it's a great story.
It is.
I feel you could get a second chance.
Yep.
I told Larry before I went up to give the award, like I was like, look at my logo on your banner, and I'm presenting an award. And I told him, thank you for giving me a second chance. And you know what he told me? He was like, a great answer. You learned your lesson, and that's
You learned your. Yeah, I love it.
yeah. So it was great, and man, like I think it's just the beginning right now. The page is 120,000 followers, and this year I got a chance to commentate on ESPN for an event. It was it was great.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
and-
You guys are next. You guys are blowing up and
Thank
going,
you.
and you guys are
And
gonna
we'll have to have you and tell your full story, man, on the Inside Scoop sometime. I think that would be cool.
Ooh, that's a good one.
yeah, I would love to come for
Well,
sure.
we have some things coming up.
Loudon too. He puts in a lot of work, with the page, and he spends hours editing stuff, and
Yeah, Travis is
yeah.
Thank you, man.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us.
Happy anniversary.
Power